but when I just hand it over. Hey, y'all. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Go ahead and tag somebody. Share if you may. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. We're going to have an interesting talk on this evening. Very interesting talk on this evening. So join in, tune in, share with your friends, share with people you may know. You can tag them. This live, it'll be up. I don't erase them, so it'll be up so you can reflect on. But we're gonna talk about some important things. This important topic on this evening. Welcome to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you who have tuned in to Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you for those of you who are my frequent, consistent, dedicated, committed viewers and supporters and individuals that so season to renovating lives, not only just the ministry but the nonprofit side on which I utilize those funds to help individuals and do different things in the community. But welcome, welcome, welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. And I do want to go ahead and give a shout out to the ladies who have already bought your ticket to round 4 of Healing Begins with Revealing. Picture this. Picture this is the theme. I look forward to pushing out some more things beforehand, so that you can be prepared for our evening, November the 2nd. Wonderful evening. If you've been to at least one of the previous ones, you already know. So look forward to the empowerment, the networking with other women, the being in a safe space, the sharing, the tears that may come from some of the sharing, and just enjoying one another, letting your hair down that particular night, leaving with um, leaving with purpose, leaving with hope, leaving knowing that no matter what, that you can too. When I tell y'all, listen, each round, each event is so it just goes to another level. The ladies, that the beautiful queens that be in the room, we a time is always had. Last time it was the theme was mask off, but it was a semi-formal event. I mean, beautiful. The ladies came that was dressed, I mean, beautiful, and had a saxophone play. It was just the food, just the networking, the dance, the empowerment. Listen, that people met one another that they had never met before, and so many things. It is just, I just can't wait. But it's November the 2nd, and it's at 6 o'clock. Location will be announced. The attire is neon colors. This casual, so you don't have to dress up. You can wear jeans. It's casual. So if you haven't bought your ticket, you can go to my Renovating Lives page. You can go to my personal Facebook page. If we're friends, I pinned it. The information at the top, so you can buy your tickets. I typically, when I do have my events, I set it at a certain number. I love the small intimate sessions of events. So it's not going, the number is already set. The capacity is already set. Where will we be going? The venue, the numbers already set. Tickets have already been selling. Like I had the information out early, and so this particular week there was a lot of individuals buying tickets. And so there's still some seating available. Get your sister friend. I had an individual that was waiting on two other girls to get their women to get their ticket, and she was like, listen, Lord told me just go. And so invite someone, bring someone. We're gonna have a time will be had. I promise you it will. But let me get in um to what I want to talk about on this evening. And it's very ironic that this time around for this topic, for me to discuss, I've been in several conversations with different individuals regarding certain things that I will talk about on this evening. Whether if it's in my coaching sessions, because I am a certified life coach, business coach, mental health coach, you name it. Listen, and not only that, with individuals that may inbox, I may come in contact with, or if the Lord lays certain things on my heart. But it's not as coincidence that even last week I happened to get on YouTube, and there was a it was a this certain pastor, and he was talking about some of the things that I had already been discussing for the last few weeks with individuals, or just talking about. Um, and so tonight I'm going to dive into these two words, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to connections. And I just want you to pay attention, because I found out that it's important that not only you identify what type of relationships that you're in with individuals, and what type of or the connection. So where this connection relationship, it all boils around relationships. Because oftentimes, and what's happening is, people are becoming frustrated. People are, you know, um, thinking, or wondering, or are thinking, especially when it comes to these relationships, are being shortchanged, or not getting what they need or deserve, or losing their value in the relationship. So it's rather if it's a friendship, whether if it's a relationship as far as husband and wife, or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever the case may be, I need for you to understand that there has to be balance in your relationships with other people. There has to be balance. There has to be what I would call, and I was talking about, mentioning this on a post earlier, or yesterday. There has to be a balance when it comes to relationships. Because what happens is, and I'm going to dive into these words, and it's important that you assess where you are and who you are when it comes to relationships, friendships. If you're in a situationship, if you're married or whatever, you need to assess these things, because there are people that's getting worn out. There's people that's thinking, getting frustrated. They're are wondering if there are any good friends, any good spouses, whether it's a husband or a wife. They're feeling like they're getting the uh, bad end of the stick, or whatever you want to call it. But there is a difference in the relationships that you need to assess. And if you're not playing your part, if you find yourself on the opposing end, if you find yourself on the end that is not supplying or doing, then I suggest that you reevaluate some things, right? Because even when it comes to the Lord, um, and there's certain things that we cannot expect and want him to do, and we not present, we don't offer, we don't hold up our end of the bargains. And see, that is the problem, because you have a lot of people, they don't know how to show themselves friendly. They don't know what it is to show balance in situations or relationships or friendships, because they're always taking. They never want to give, or if they give, it's on a motive, but they always want, and it's not a balance, and that causes an imbalance in relationships. And so you don't get what you deserve because you're not giving, or you giving to the wrong individuals, right? So it may not be you. You want, and there's a saying, people, and there's say, um you can't find you in other people. Mm, you may can't find you in the people that you are choosing to connect with, or the individuals that you call your friends, or the relationship that you might be in. It might be an imbalance. Why? Because they just believe in taking and not giving. You understand? You can find you a you, but oftentimes the you are not may not be the people that you may be connected to, or that may be in your sphere. You understand what I'm saying? Rather, if you may know these people for a long time, but some people just don't have the how you may what you may possess and give, they may not just have it. Some people just may be, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go over some things. I want to talk about these two words that I have up here: parasitic and symbiotic, when it comes to relationships. Okay. So I want to break this down to you so that you can understand these two words, and so that you can assess where you are, what part you play in relationships, and assess what you might can do better, or what who you might need to disconnect from, because it's not way not to be the same. Some of you are, you're really frustrated, you're really down and out, you're really thinking, you're less value, or thinking your value to be less, when it's not you. Let's talk about parasitic relationships in friendships and in relationships in general. Okay, this is a definition. In a parasitic personal relationship, you got one person that's constantly always giving, always doing, but you always, that one person consistently benefits or takes all the time. Let me say that again. That one person always benefits and is always taken, and is often at the expense of a person's resources, emotions, or a person's well-being. So you just think about it. A parasitic relation is always, that person is taken, whether it's in a friendship, a situationship, a marriage. That person is always taking. They always benefiting, but it's at the expense of another person's well-being, whatever the resources or emotions. What is the outcome of a parasitic individual? The parasite, the individual, drains other people's time, the other person's time, the energy, or the resources, without giving any value of return. Giving anything of value in return. They always taking, always wanting, always getting. However, it's at the expense of someone else's resources, feelings, and emotions. They're draining the individual. You're draining your husband or wife. You're draining your friend. You're draining individuals you may be connected with that's in the church or whatever the case may be. I'm talking about relationships, friendships, whatever. You're draining like a parasite. You're eating up. You're taking away. You're draining without ever that person benefits. You're benefiting, but you don't have anything of value to give in return. So you on the good end. You're receiving, you're getting, but you're not giving. It's always take, 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 take. This can lead, and this is what's happening to individuals on the giving end, on the end that is being sucked from the parasite, from that person. That person can be cause that person to have resentment, be exhausted and tired, or having emotional harm. Because why? Feeling like they've been taken advantage of, feeling like they've been manipulated or used. There's so many people that have parasites sucking the life out of them. You may be one of those people that have a parasite. You're connected to parasites, people that just sucking the life out of you, a wife that's sucking the life out of you, a husband that's sucking, like a friend. I don't care whether you've been with that person, being friends with that person for years. Yeah, that person may be sucking the life out of you. It's causing you to feel resentment. It's causing you to feel less valued. It's causing you to have emotional harm. Why? Because you feel like somebody is taking advantage of you, as you should feel. Especially if that person is always taking and not giving. Especially every time you see that number, there's the person always wants something, needs something, this, that, and the other. But you hate to see the number call because it's always something that they may need, but it's never to give back. It's never to say, well, listen, I got you. You need this and that. It's always taken. They need. That's a parasite. Parasites drain you. It's causing you emotional harm. It's causing you to feel like you're not valued, you're not worth. And then what about you? Example, a friend who always seeks help or favors but never offers in return. I just said it. Or someone who manipulates, I just said it to you. Others for personal gain can be seen as engaging in a parasitic relationship. Let me tell you that example again. And whether if it's a friend, a co-worker, your baby daddy, your baby mama, your husband, a person who always seeks help or favors, but never offers any support or return, or if they do offer, is limited and they got an ulterior motive behind it. Or someone who manipulates others for reasons of personal gain can be seen as engaging in a parasitic relationship. There are many individuals. That's why you got to check your connections. Check your connections. Check how you're feeling. Check, why am I always feeling like I'm having the life sucked out of me, but I don't have no one to turn to? You need to check. And if that's you, you need to change. It is not a balance for you to always be on the receiving end, always be the one to get, but you don't never want to give. That is not godly. God is, listen, some of you are like that when it comes to God. You want to take, but and want him to give, but you don't want to give nothing. It does not work that way. That's parasitic. That is not right. The Bible says, show yourself friendly. You can't always be the one on the receiving end. You gotta want to give, and then you wondering why people don't want to deal with you because they tired of every time they turn around. You want to get, you want, but don't want to give. You got ulterior motives. You're a manipulator. That's not a friend. Even if you're in a relationship, some of you are drowned, feeling like, "Why I'm always doing this for her." Lord, every time I turn around, he want this, but they not buying into your vision, assisting you doing this, that, and the other. And if they are, they're doing it grudgingly. Even if it's with connections, church, whatever you can, wherever you may be, check your connections, check your relationships. It should be a balance. Reciprocity is a must when it comes to relationships. There's no way that you think that you should be the only one receiving. Like that other person is not of value. Like that other person don't deserve. Like you shouldn't be giving to the other person or doing for the other person. The devil is a lie. How can you call yourself friendly? How can you say you love your brother, sister, or your husband, your wife, whatever, and you a parasite? There's no way. Only if it benefits you. There's no way. So that's about parasitic relationships. A person who always wants help, always seeks favors, always wants you to do something for them. I always want you to give them a discount. I always want something for free. Always, always. However, when you need them, where are they? When you need some help, where are they? When you need a discount, something for free, where are they? Can you pick up the phone as quick and they'll pick up? Because they show always running your phone down. It's time out for if you're a parasite, get it right. Because it's not right. And you know if you're a parasite or not. Get it right. I'm a giver in general. And I'm not talking about always got nothing about any money. It's just, listen, that's why for a long time, I don't even use the term friend loosely. Because everybody don't show themselves friendly. And everybody, it's just different. It's different. I believe in loyalty, real big, real big. But I also believe in reciprocity when it comes in relationships. And everybody does not believe in that same thing. There are truly parasites. There are truly literally. It is just what it is. And you got to be careful so you won't get the blood suck out of you, so you won't feel emotionally harmed and be in a place that you're questioning people or different things or your own worth. You deserve exactly what you give out. You deserve exactly what you give out. But you got to cut off. You got to assess. You got to change some things when it comes to if you're the only one that's doing and it's not being in return. Because some people will play off of that. See, I don't play them games. And then I just don't, because I know my statue, not only in friendships but in relationships, right? And after a while, that stuff gets, listen, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Any individuals that are in, I have, like I was telling someone, I have, and I used to say this all the time, but I have certain levels of connections, and level A is my greatest. Everybody does not get the same part of me when it comes to, because everybody can't handle, and I don't have a lot of, I don't, it's not a lot. And it's for a reason. See, it's not, but I can't even, uh, but a mighty little few that has been tried and tested over the years, over some decades, right? Um, because everybody is different. It's different, and I've never been big on using that term friend loosely. Never been big on it. But what I'm finding out is there's a lot of emotional harm to people that have been different things to people and it not been reciprocated back to them. And rightfully so, rightfully so. But you got to be mindful, because sometimes people, you may want friends and connections and whatever so bad, relationships, they're getting people whatever the case, so bad that you don't realize that you have a parasite or parasites around. And because you want to sense some belonging, you want to be involved, you want to be connected to a group, to people, to the church, to the job, your co-workers, and it's causing you to be emotionally harmed, and you don't realize that until after the fact, when you've been sucked dry, when they got everything that they can get from you, or when they're, however the case may be. That's why you you won't find a you, but you don't need to have an imbalance that you are doing all of this and there and helping and doing this, and it's not being reciprocated. That's a no. And it's sad because I've been getting quite many and sit downs and talking to individuals, and listen, even when it comes to support, my biggest supporter may not even be people that I talk to all the time. The ones that may refer certain things, share posts, whatever, I might not even talk to all the time, right? But the ones that you may do whatever you be doing for all the time, those may not be the ones who show up for you, okay? Because those individuals may be parasites. But you want to look for and be engaged in symbiotic relationships. Let me tell you what those are. It's a relationship in which where both individuals, they benefit you from one another. In the friendship, you benefit from one another. In the situationship, you benefit from one from another. In the marriage, you're both benefiting. Both of them benefit. Both of you, not just one. It's been reciprocated. That's the reciprocity. That relationship has reciprocity to it. Not the one that's always taking, and not want to give. Let me tell you some um types of these relationships. A mutualistic relationship. Both individuals benefit. They support one another in a lot of different ways. They have created a healthy relationship and balanced relationship. They both are providing emotional support, sharing resources, enjoying company equally, and other things. Both are giving, both are doing. It's equal, it's balanced. See, symbiotic relationship has that term I mentioned before: balance, reciprocity. A commensurate relationship, that means they maybe have one individual may benefit, but it does not harm the other individual, right? And both of them it's harmless. It's a harmless. One person may benefit or enjoy something, or get, it may be something that may let me see, how can I put it for you so you can understand? Um the arrangement of what is going on, or the situation, or whatever the thing may be, it may benefit one, but it's understood. You understand, the other person is not feeling slighted, the other person not feeling used, the other person is not you understand what I'm saying? It's an agreement. It's understood. It doesn't harm that relationship. Is not harming one or the or another. You understand? In that particular, in a symbiotic relationship, there's no I'm just gonna get and don't worry about the other person. In that type of relationship, it's equal. You're equal. The other person is not feeling left out. The other person is not feeling disadvantaged. The other individual is not feeling that they don't belong. The other individual is not feeling that um left out, that they got to turn to somebody that's not even in their friend or their spouse or their significant other. It's important that you weigh your relationships. If you're feeling like you're in a parasitic relationship, you need to have a talk with that person, with the people, and see what you need to do. You need to evaluate some things, because there should not be a one-sided relationship, a one-sided friendship. If you're feeling that way, then that individual, you give them a chance, you talk to them, and if they still doing the same thing, you say bye bye. But you might already know when you start listening to and paying attention to what I've just am discussing, and be like, listen, that person, these people, they got to go, because they've been sucking the blood out of you, using you. You feel, and you ain't receiving nothing in return. When they calling your phone, I'm telling you, just hey, Lord, hammer, they inboxing, you already know what it is. You deserve a symbiotic relationship, a balance, stuff that's listen, that's reciprocated. What you may give out, you want in return, not just nobody taking from you. Okay, it's time out, and that's how some of us are doing when it comes to the Lord. And he mad about it. He mad about it. You want to take and take and take, right? But you don't want to give. And even with the Lord, he's saying it's time out. Because you got to show yourself, or you got to show yourself desiring to change, desiring to give. If he telling us to do, just like, I know that people utilize this thing a lot when it comes to giving tithes and offering. They utilize that this giving, it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men given to your bosom. And that is true. But metaphorically, I want to say, giving of your time, giving giving to individuals. Even the Bible says it should be given unto you, right? So when you're looking in friendships, or you in situationships, and you giving of yourself in general, your energy, your time, your resources, your thoughts, or whatever, I'm sure that you would like some of those things to be reciprocated in general. You don't want to be on the not receiving end. So you got to make some choices when it comes to your situations. You got to make some choices when it comes to your relationships, your current relationships. You got to assess some things, because some of you are really frustrated. You really have been emotionally harmed because of not receiving what you're giving out. And another thing to be used, so that means you may not be giving in the good ground. That's another thing of it. Use metaphorically. You giving all of your time, all of your resources, even money, whatever the case may be, and that ground ain't even. That's why it ain't coming back to you. And it's sad that you got people that are they are takers, they're not givers, or they give to people who they think going to benefit them. They got motives, and them people ain't studying them at all. They're trying to fit in, whatever the case may be. Listen, you deserve good relationship, good friends. You deserve symbiotic relationships. You don't deserve a parasite. Anybody that's gonna suck the blood out of you, suck your dry, suck your mind, suck your energy, suck your money. You don't need that. So what I'm telling you is to assess your relationships. Find out, find out who you're connected to, who you're calling friend, who your co-workers are that you real want trying to be real close with, and it ain't. You need to find. You need to assess it. And if they're not giving, listen. I'm not in the season. Let me tell you something. Know your value and know your worth. Know your value and know your worth. I know my value. I know my worth. Even when it comes to relationships, it comes to friendships or whatever. So this is the thing. Just like you give or you, and if you don't, if you on the end that you know you ain't giving, you know you ain't doing, you the one that's a parasite, like I said, you need to do better. You need to do better because that's not right. And it's definitely not godly. It's not. You got to do better. Some of you, you won't, take, but you don't want to give nothing. You won't, you always wanting. It don't work like that. And I don't want anyone around me. I don't want to be, I can't do it because of the type of person that I am. Because of the type of person that I am. Because ain't no way, your phone ring, it's always this, that, and the other. And then you can't find them doing nothing for you or this, that, and the, no, that's not how it goes. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. So for the ones of you who are in this season now, who are questioning who are questioning why you can't find friends or get in situations that you will render you to this to happen, this, that's because sometimes you may choose the wrong person. You got the wrong, yeah, you may know been knowing Sarah all your life, but Sarah Sarah by herself. She's by herself. Sarah ain't trying to be. Sarah just trying to get what she can get. Or you being known, Bob. Y'all been together. However, even at church, you trying to you're doing this. You are serving on this ministry. You doing this over here. But then when it comes time for you to be supported or you this over here, you can't find nobody. No, this, that, and the other. You make me to check because that's parasite. Mm-hmm. It behooves me when I talk to be talking to some of these individuals, or just to see that people just love just taking. They never want to give. It blows my mind because I can see right through it. It's not cool, y'all. And stuff comes back because you know what? When you have parasitic behaviors, when you have parasitic behaviors, and you think it's all about you and you don't want to give, and so when you branch off or however, and you try to, or you don't do for these people or in that relationship or with those co-workers or whatever, and then you go on trying to do for folks that ain't even studying you, or your spouse, you ain't worried about you know reciprocating. You trying to benefit, but you go outside and you trying to do all to please them other folks, and then they're a parasite when it come to you, because you got to do right by people. You do. You have to do right by people. I always we can fool each other, but we cannot fool the Lord. And you better stop playing with the Lord's people. The ones that's believers and the ones that's not. Because all of them he created. And some these folks as parasites, you will have to pay. But for those symbiotic relationship, those individuals who know how to value a friend, a relationship, you do your part, uh, um, co-workers, any type of relationship, any type of thing that you do, whether relationship, different relationship you may have in your churches. Listen, you do right. You don't become a parasite because it's been done to you. You pray about what you desire in your relationships. And if you don't have them, ask the Lord to send them to you and to cut off the ones that are parasites in your life. I promise you, you will feel better. Because you shouldn't have to feel like some of you may. They are good people out that will give you, that will engage in reciprocity when it comes to you and your needs, and give what you give, and take your relationship at a value that it needs to be, instead of sucking the life out of you. I hope I've said something this evening that has resonated with you. Like I said, I really had to take my time with this, because it's been so much, so many, I mean, the discussions, the conversations, Lord, it's this stuff has been real, y'all, and you need to be careful. Because you can't, everybody, listen. And it's so right. If you have to find your place, find your friend, find your mate, or whatever the case may be, because what happens, you will become emotionally frustrated and you continue to be drained if you're continuing to be the only one giving. And you listen, you start having all these stuff that you don't need to have happening, as far as your mind is concerned, if you don't differentiate between the two. Like I said, I hope I said something that has resonated with you, that's caused you to, even if you on the opposite side, if you're a parasite, to do better. Okay, to do better. God bless you. Join me next week for Wisdom Wednesday. Have a great rest of